and welcome to Thrift It or Throw It. What would you do? One of our favorite monthly shows that we're doing now, where we go out and we do some thrifting and we decide whether we're going to thrift it or we're going to throw it. And then we like to see what you would do, because every thrifter has a different idea as to what they're going to do. It's always one of our fun shows. It's very interactive. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun tonight. Whoa. Yes, it's the live hall pass with me, Craig, from Two Dogs Digs. And today we're joined by the fabulous good dog of the basement.
Hello, how are you? You didn't warn me.
I'm sorry.
Your phone.
Put your phone down. So today we're doing another one of our Thrift It or Throw It shows. It's always fun to do these where we get to sort of see whether you guys would do what most of the case I do. And in some cases, I ask Rick for his involvement in as to whether he does or not. Today's show is going to be a little fun, though, because I kind of had stuff sitting in the car for the past while. So most of the stuff Rick does not know when we show the photos, if we thrifted it or we threw it. There's one or two he does know, but most of these he has no idea until the show what I actually ended up doing.
I don't.
I did have times where I was having conversations with him on Messenger going, what do you think about this? There are things he said, do this, and I might not have, or no, don't, and I might very well have done it. So what are you doing? I know it's cold down in the basement, but it's not that cold. You want to switch to up here where we're in like Hawaii? We have 4 tropic zones in our house.
No, I was taking photos down here, and it is really like 4 below zero. I could skate on the floor.
Happy Tuesday. A great hello to say a big hi to everyone on the side here who's joined us today live. We've got 20 some odd people here joining us live, including a number of Kennel Club members. Those are the folks who have the little icons beside their names, and they help support us at Two Dogs Digs with a monthly $3.99 fee. They get a Facebook group, they get special research decks, and what we call woofs, which are our watch out fors about retail arbitrage and things to take a look for while you're out there. Thank you all. I'd say, hey, hi, Nellie was the first one in. Vicky, who's joining us for the very first time. She's hit our first live. Yay, Vicky. Thanks for popping in on this time. Janet. Hello. Oh, Rick. I keep seeing all these other Rick. Holly. Rick. I'm looking at all these. Mr. Carl.
I like typing.
Last week. Diana. What are you talking about now, Rick?
I said I like typing. I type. Therefore, I am.
Donna. Heather. Brian, if I didn't say Brian already. Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Let's see what else we got else in here. We got Holly. Hey, Holly, and Mr. Joel and Mr. Greg. The 2 men from Southern Ontario, the Golden Horseshoe. Bat, Mr. Michael Freed. Lisa. Hey, thanks for popping in and joining us here. Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca's preparing to put a bunch of stuff. And she is doing some amazing finds for some of the posts that she's got. She is like making a lot of us. We want to shop where you are. Linda, how are you doing? No, yeah, it's cold in our basement. Yeah, it's always. Hi, Marianne. And Paul, hey, nice seeing you. And Tina with the Lake Exchange, and Rhonda, hey, thanks for coming back again. Holly had to share her shipping station with her mom because she can't tomato. Well, that's very nice that you are sharing with your mom. And Rebecca's taking all the photos now. Carl is in his basement wearing a hoodie, gym pants, and slippers. Okay, we're gonna start talking about what people are wearing. I'm wearing my Incredibles t-shirt. And hey, Bob. Hi, Bob. And the one thing that's not incredible is we just heard in Toronto officially that all 3 Disney stores, the last 3 Disney stores in Canada, are all closing at the middle part of September. So we will not have any Disney stores left up here. I was hoping that the 2 they would at least keep, like the Eaton Center, because it's such a gigantic tourist destination, and Vaughan Mills, because it's also a big tourist destination and it's a bit of an outlet. But nope, they announced yesterday all 3 are closing. So Going to be probably some retail arbitrage for us. But the sad thing for Canadians is we'll only be able to order now from Disney.com, which means that we could be hit by a lot of duty. Yeah. And they are one of the worst packagers when it comes to shipping that we've ever seen. We've ordered stuff when we could cross the border and pick it up in the US because the shipping is a lot cheaper or sometimes even free. But even there, we've ordered things and they just dump stuff into boxes. They're worse than Amazon. If somebody could be worse than Amazon, I think that is. No, there will always be Disney for me. I am a Disney kid through and through, so I will find my Disney somehow. If I don't get it here, and if we don't travel down to Disney, because we've been over 40 times to Disneyland, we're going to plan, or Disney World, we're getting planned for a Disneyland trip once COVID sort of settles down, probably 2023.
Or 4.
Other than that, if I have to, we've got friends and people who like Tony Boss, who actually lives in Florida, who we can tell him to go and shop for us, and we'll mail it up and we'll pay whatever we have to pay if it has to be that. I said duties. But yeah, Diana's the same. She's a big Disney fan too. So today we're all about talking to you about things that are happier, which is things that we thrifted or things that we threw. And I'm going to start off with one thing, because there's a couple little things I didn't get the pictures of, so I'm going to show you because I was just like so happy that I was like, oh, look what I found. And the first one is actually sort of dedicated to Diana, which was, I found this game, and the first thing I thought of when I saw this game was Diana, and it is, see if I can get this, it is Affliction. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. It is what looks like a really interesting card game. You get 41 colonists, real people in the Salem area at the time, 1 reference card, 10 Puritan messengers, 36 accusation tokens. It just looks like a lot of fun. And it was surprising that it was only $3.99. This is actually like a 60-minute quick game, so we're actually going to play it. And this is one of the things that we always say when you look for things with games. You can play it, you can try it. If you don't like it, you can sell it. For $3.99, the interesting thing is this Affliction game goes for about $25 to $30, and didn't even know until after I looked it up, there are a bunch of little add-ons. So you can do all these different add-ons and build on the game more and more. So, Becky actually knows that game. It just looked like it would be a lot of fun, and I think as soon as I saw thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, again Diana came into my head, and maybe I'll get
Carl said you should thrift it.
Yeah. Thank you, Carl. Yeah. And I did check the inside as well to make sure it was there. So always keep a lookout for these kind of games that you don't know, especially in the smaller card game kind of size. There's a lot of these smaller games that are made since there's a lot more board game kind of things out there. So you don't always have to look for giant board games. Take a look for small things. So this was there. There was also 1 or 2 others that I did pass when I looked them up, but they were smaller things. There's a little game called Car Wars that we've actually sold. We've sold for $50 or $60 a few times, and it's in a box that's probably only like that big. Like a tiny little box. And you can find these a lot of times near the baggy wall, or just stuffed in with all the other games because they don't know what to do it. Sometimes they'll even put them into a bag with like another couple of games or so. So that was one of my fab finds. That
I'm wondering whether it floats.
I do not know. Car Wars. See, Carl knows. His inner nerd smiles. So let's start off right at the beginning. And what did we first start off with buying? Yay! Go Sports Gear. No, I didn't buy this. I just actually could not believe that I actually found something in a thrift store that said Go Sports. And I wasn't going to buy it. I just took the picture of it because I thought that's all I really needed to do. Because I don't even know what they're for. I don't know if this is a jock, if this is like knee pads. I don't know. I have no clue.
It's a face mask without eye holes.
It's what?
A face mask without eye holes.
Hey, Sherry. Go Sports. Uh, so yeah, I threw that. Now, Donna, we're gonna see you this time if you can get any and match to us, because so far we've been like on complete opposite sides of everything. That's part of the fun as well, is looking at what we buy and what you may or may not buy, and we see how much of this is different for us. So here's our first one we're going to pop up, and this is in the book section. So it's a little off in terms of my picture, but there's 3 different sets of books here, and we found these all in bags. There's bunches of all the bags, and they are, I want you to just tell us if there's one of these 3 sets that I decided to buy. Now, the first set could be down here. This is Delta Quest. There was a set of those of about 12, I think, of the Delta Quest. There was the Tale of Jeremy Fisher. Well, this is the Beatrix Potter, and there were, I think, 6 bags or so of the Beatrix Potter things. And there was this one, which is called the Railway Series, and there are about 5 or 6 bags of those. So these were the 3 things that I had that I looked at, and I thought, is there something in here that I would actually think about buying? So Beatrix Potter is famous, obviously, for more so for Peter Rabbit, but this is a series of books that has a bunch of different books inside it. There's all sorts of different editions of that too. This is Delta Quest is like a game that is more, it's more of a game kind of thing in terms of a book. It's a series of books that they came out with. And then this is the Railway Series is actually Thomas, but it doesn't say anything on there. It says Gordon the Big Engine, but it's actually Thomas. You can see that there's other ones in here. So out of those 3, what would you think? So we're getting, Rick, what were people saying on the side here?
Well, Beatrix Potter is clearly in the lead.
Delta Quest. Rebecca just grabbed 15 of those. Michael is saying by the Railway books.
A couple people are saying the Thomas books.
Nellie says the whole rack.
Some days, Nellie.
Beatrix Potter from Paul. Thomas books.
Hello, Alyssa. Hope you're feeling better.
Hi, Alyssa. Sherry says the trains. Donna says she sold that Thomas book before. Well, what one of the 3 did I end up picking up?
I don't know.
I picked up Thomas, the Thomas set. And actually, the nice thing about this for a change was they had the Thomases in bags by number. So it actually had, this is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is on the bottom here. This is 5, 6, 7, and 8. So they actually had them in order of numbers. And 2, 4, 5, 6 bags. So 24. Ooh, 24. And the 24 were adult. That was just the snap on my thing. 24 were $1.99 a piece. The great thing about that was when you buy 5, you get 1 free. So basically, I paid $10 Canadian for 24 of them. And the only bad thing was there's actually 26 in the series. And number 23 was missing. I did notice that at the beginning. So number 23 was missing. But I did notice that. And I'm just trying to see what I broke down here to try and make myself fix that. I'm trying to fix my keyboard
it's
now.
It's dead now.
And I killed my keyboard, did I? Oh, no, there it is.
No. I have to go off screen for a second. Doug is playing with his ball, and it's under the
okay.
one of the racks. I'll be
Carl's
back.
been checking the children's chapter book since that video. Good for you. And again, this is now here's the reason, Thomas. I kind of thought about buying them all, but the reason that I did not buy the go back to the picture of it. The reason I did not buy the Tales of Beatrix Potter was there are so many issues of these, and the best ones to get are actually the ones that have a dust jacket. And these didn't have the dust jacket on half of them. Some of them were fully glossy, which means it was a whole mixture to me. So I thought about it, but I thought, you know what? I'd be better off with the Thomases when we were looking at that. And the Del Toro Quest, I debated and debated about it, but I promised myself I wouldn't buy too many of them. So these two, it's like
let me write a note.
These are in amazingly clean shape too. You can see what I mean about 18, 19, 20. So these are in brilliant clean shape. So even though I am not going to get, I'll have 24 of them missing number 23 and number 26. The Thomas books, let me just pop this up for you too so I can show you, because I did look those up, and I looked them up under what the title of them here, because initially I didn't even realize. I just saw the Railway series and the name Audrey, A-W-D-R-Y. So if I look up A-W-D-R-Y, I'm going to pop this onto the screen, A-W-D-R-Y, Railway. A bunch of things came up here. And if you go to their highest listed, look at this. This is for old versions of it. And there are a lot of signed versions. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the thing I taught you guys last week. I don't want any of those signed versions in there. So I'm going to put the minus sign in there. And it's going to take away, hopefully, all of those minuses. Let me search. I've gone from 653. I go down to 498. So the 150 of these are signed. So I'm going to go into here now. I'm going to pop down to the side and take a look, if I can, at sold items. And there's a box set that went for $161. And this is what that set actually is. It is that set, but it fell out of the box. Here are some individual ones, which is interesting. Some people have sold some individual ones, $42 for 1, 2, 10, 14, 15, 16, and 25. So there is just Toby Trucks and Trouble, first edition, $27. So the interesting thing is a lot of these sell from the US or from the UK as well. So that is probably most where I think originally Thomas is going to be thought of, but it is a international brand. So it's something that I think we'll do pretty well on, given that we paid $10 for 22 or 24 of those things.
And they'll be easy to take pictures of because they're flat.
Next one is a little expensive. So I don't know whether you would thrift or throw this. I mean, sometimes when you get to expensive stuff, it's one of those things you have to think of. This is Bunnies by the Bay. And what Bunnies by the Bay is it's literally a tea set. And it was $14.99, which we used a $2 coupon if we were going to use something like this. So you'd probably get it like for $14, including tax. But this is this China set, like baby China set. And it's, again, it was $14.99, Bunnies by the Bay. So let me know what you guys would think of something like this. This is the kind of thing that actually, Rick was actually with me when we looked at this. So he knows whether we thrifted it or threw it. So far, it looks like, well, Michael says throw, Carl says throw, Sherry says throw, Heather says throw, Paul says throw. Everybody thinks that this is a throw, and I'm guessing it's probably because of the $15 price. And it isn't small either. I mean, if I could go back to that, it's like, it looks like it's about a tub like that big or so. Diana is saying thrift, so we only got one thrift so far. And funny how they make lovely breakable sets. Yes, Tina, isn't that smart? Let's have some breakable sets. So everybody says that there's too many of them. Diana, said thrift. So Dawn, Diana said thrift, and Tina said thrift. Everybody else said throw. And you know what? We sold it for $60. So we did thrift it, and we listed it. And it sold in less than 24 hours after we sold it. We listed it at 70, and we sold it like that. So when you think about it, again, a $15 investment seemed like a lot of money, but we made, at the end of the day, it's $15 Canadian. We sold it for $60 US. So even with the 20,
I think we got shipping for that too.
Shipping was $15 on top of that. So they paid $75 including shipping. And so, but with the $60 and with the 25% exchange rate, 25% paid to eBay. So we basically cleared a good $30 or $40 on this. And I thought because it was brand new, it did not look at it. Angelique was yelling, "Thrift, thrift," just couldn't type. And Paul, don't worry, you're right on track, I think, with Donna. So Donna's on a roll, and she is cute. Dang it. So again, it's one of those things that you never really think about them. Yes, that's very true. People use them to stage with their creepy lifelike dolls. And speaking of creepy lifelike dolls, we
Hello.
Yes, you're my creepy lifelike doll, aren't you? But no, speaking of creepy lifelike dolls, we did actually get our Peter Play Pal. He actually ended up arriving, and very happily, we are able to show you this is our feedback. We were so thrilled. There it is. Vintage redhead Peter Play Pal, 1960s. Great packing. Thanks so much. And on an item that sells for $431, you breathe a real big sigh of relief when you get positive feedback like that.
Plus $60 shipping.
Plus $60 shipping, yeah, on top of that. So now, yeah, Heather, those Barbie tea sets, no, they're not the same thing. And actually, I did have to look this up and spend about 3 or 4 minutes. I did actually go to Worth Point on my phone as well in order to try and figure out whether that was good. Donna says it's okay. She sold over $200 in Ray Dunn items that I didn't buy. That's true.
And Doug is happy that Pete arrived. Doug is very happy that Peter Play Pal arrived safe.
Next, we're going to stick with that same sort of area because we've looked at things before. We've looked at the tea set, but we've actually bought before tea set. So this is actually a Royal Dalton set called Royal Dalton Berkshire. It is a whole slew of stuff in here, and the entire thing is I think that there were 48 pieces. If I can look back on the thing here, I got another picture there. 48 pieces for $59. So this is everything from cups, creamer, desserts, soup bowls, dinner plates, like a 48-piece set. It's not these little things on the end. They belong to a different set. But all of this other stuff is all part of this, and it's Royal Dalton. So if it's Royal Dalton, that sometimes is good. And that we did do a recent one where we actually bought something that everybody else said don't do it. Funny thing was, what was that other one, Rick? So there's a Royal Dalton.
We sold Royal Tuscan.
Is that the one that we had just recently, the Royal Tuscan?
The set of 6, yes.
The set of 6. So just so you know, we have now sold our second Royal Tuscan, and we are now going on to number 3. So that was where we had bought the set, and we split it up into 6 sets of cup and saucer and plate. We've now sold 2 sets for $50 a piece. Where did that go? So there it is. This is and what are we looking at? We got thrift. That's like $1 each. Donna's not fan of selling China. Isn't Ray Dunn China? It's
Michael Food says throw it.
But isn't Ray Dunn like China though, Donna? Like throw. And now Don's changed her answer to throw. Sorry, Don, you cannot change your answer. You are locked in. No, of course you can change your answer. So what did we do with this particular set? Well, we did not buy it. Rick vetoed me on this one. And
only because there were so many pieces.
Now, here's the thing. So now we're going to have this little argument, right, honey? So we bought another set that was 18 pieces, and you were like, oh, let's buy this. And we split it up, and we sold it for $100 so far. And we have, theoretically, we're going to make $300 on that set, right? Plus. Well, here's what he made me turn down. And take a look at this, folks. I just did some searching. This is Royal Dalton, Berkshire. A 5-piece place setting, $190. 30 pieces, $149. But people are breaking them down. There's 6-piece dinner plates, $40. A coffee pot for $34. A 6 soup and cereal bowls for $45. So you can see there cream and sugar for $40. That's almost the price of the whole set. So
yes, right. In my defense, having to store those and piece them out would be very time consuming. And
it's gone. I went back.
You think I'm pokey now with the way that I take pictures?
I did look it up, but it ended up. I did look it up, Heather, but it popped up there. But I couldn't convince him, and it was a lot of stuff. I would have actually had to make him come and meet me. No, there were no serving pieces. That's one thing that was not there. Tina said
if there were serving pieces, I would have.
You would not have. I would have walked away from that because no place to store. So Tina's in agreement with you. Bob would be agreeing with Rick too. So Sherry says it makes Jeff crazy, but Sherry always does well with China like that. Vicky was really upset. She would have got it. So see, Vicky, you've already seen that not everything you see is something that you can agree on, and various people. And this is what the great thing about reselling and thrifting is. So many people have so many different ways of doing something, and that's why when you go into a thrift store, if you see something and we hear people say, "Oh, Value Village is too expensive," it's not. If you look for certain things that other people might not look for. Yes, I've seen Value Village that I think is very expensive for shoes, and I don't think I'd ever buy shoes there to flip, but I might buy shoes there to wear. So it's one of those things, and obviously I passed this up. It's gone now. Somebody else decided that they needed to get it. Dawn is also trying to get less China lately. So, hey, knick-knack win.
Yeah, Sherry's saying that her China is a slow seller.
Yeah, so, and again, that's one of the, it isn't necessarily a fast sell. China and crystal and things like that. And that's why you see so much of it in Value Village too. Right?
If you go back to the search that you did for the Berkshire, there weren't very many active listings for that particular China. I think there were 5 or 6.
Right.
So to me, that when I was doing my search, when you said, "Hey, look at this,"
no, the fact 304.
Well, there were so few listings.
So few.
So few.
So few. I'm almost there, Vicky, so I get the 30% anyway because I look old.
He's been getting the 30%.
I've been getting the 30% for 10 years now. People just assume I'm an old man, and then I talk like a teenage girl, and they go, "Should I be giving you a discount?" Especially when I'm excited. They go, "Ooh, look what I got!" No, it's really bad at the cash desk. What I do, I try to act like an old grouchy man.
My name is Craig.
I don't do that on. I don't do that on Tuesdays. I'll do that any other day of the week, but I do not do that on Tuesdays. So I'm a senior for a long time. Okay, so we got that down. Let's look at another one. This is something that I've seen a lot of, and we've bought before, and then I passed before. So I want to know what you guys would do with this, and I'll let you know what we did. This is a lasagna pan, and it is from Italy. So ricotta prodotia Nicora. It's an Italian. I don't know what. It's Italian, like Papa. Sorry, that's a Liza Minnelli reference. I don't know if anybody's going to get it here besides this one downstairs. So it's an Italian lasagna pan. It actually, when I opened it up, I couldn't really tell because I'm so bad that we cook in the microwave our lasagna. We buy it Michelina's lasagna. So to me, I couldn't really tell if these scratches were part of the actual making of it because the rest of this thing looked so clean. Like it did not look clean. I mean, like used. it had its paperwork inside there too, and it's had its lasagna thing. So, well, throw it till it breaks. Throw it. Throw it. Now, Brian's saying thrift it, so he's the only one. We got throw from Paul, throw Rebecca, Heather throw, Angelique is thrift. Carl says it's funny we visit completely different parts of the store. I know. That's why we could come up to Ottawa someday and we can actually thrift together, except when we get to like the one section. And we're actually going to be coming up to Kingston in a couple of weeks anyway, so maybe we'll have you meet us down in Kingston. Buy it and sail it. I hope to. She got the Liza reference. Throw it, throw it, throw it.
Drive
the
over.
Easiest lasagna is made with cheese ravioli. No, Sherry, the easiest lasagna is made with Michelina's frozen lasagna. that's the easiest lasagna. Drive over it with the van. So okay. We got it's mostly throws.
It's not as big as a curve.
Hey, sarcastic elder. I am coming to Kingston, actually. Rick and I are going to come up to Kingston for a little 2-dayer, and we're also going to do a 2-dayer out in London, Ontario. We're coming to Kingston because that's where the Max Sold head office is, so we're going to be meeting with the folks from Max Sold. And we're going to London because we wanted to go out that way for a little while, and we're going to meet with Dawn and her mom and with Taylor Myers and do some thrifting with them as well. Vicky says Italian pans are much better, but it wouldn't appreciate over here. I would throw it. Well, what did we end up doing? I ended up. Oh, hold on. Buying this instead. Take a look at this. I passed on the lasagna pan, but I could not pass on this. Isn't this? This is so cute. Look at this. It's a raffia purse. It is in absolutely amazing shape. So clean inside, and it was less than the price of the lasagna pan.
$6.99.
$6.99. So I actually ended up using this to carry some stuff that I bought back. I don't know if it's a picnic basket or a purse. Like, I guess it's kind of a picnic baskety purse thing.
It reminds me of a beach bag.
Yeah.
But you don't see many with the flat bottom without a proper closure on the top. So
yeah, it's interesting. Again, I was waiting for me to pull the lasagna pan out of this. No, I just think that this is really neat. I'm not sure where we're going to sell. There's no markings on it at all. But it's very clean, very nice. I thought
it was plastic straw, but it's actually real straw.
Yeah, I might try this on Posh. You never know. But I thought it was well worth the $7 for us to take a look at this basket. It's the only one I got.
A lot of people are saying
really
picnic basket.
Tourist piece. It's a picnic basket.
Hey, boo-boo.
Well, it's no picnic basket. If it is a picnic basket, I mean, I might even put that in Max Sold. You never know. But I don't think I'm going to lose the $7 on it. I did use a $2 coupon or a 20% coupon, I think. So it really only cost like $6. So I was happy with that. So it was just something interesting to buy. Here's another thrifted this is a really weird one. This is one of the weirdest ones that we got to show you today as a thrifted or throw it. So it is it's a backwards, I don't know how to describe it. It's a backwards metal plate.
It's a printing plate.
From, I guess we're thinking it's maybe from sometime in the 70s or 80s. It was $8.
Early 70s.
And this is what I used to actually work with in advertising. This is how people used to actually get their printing done. So you'd have different colored inks and you'd print printing plates. And so this is it's hard to see what it is here. I did a flip of the image so you could see it. It's the Spectre 1. Oh, hold on. It's the Spectre 1, the first popular priced surface effect machine for water, ice, snow, or land, the exciting Spectre 1. And I know it's hard to see in there, but it's a hovercraft. It's this really weird hovercraft kind of thing. $7.99. So what would you do with something that's weird like that? Okay, Tina's, ooh, thrifted. Sherry saying, Mark, the other thing is a beach bag and picnic basket. Good idea, Sherry. Thank you for that. Thrift it. People love those things. Throw it from Janet. Thrift it from Rebecca. Thrifted, it's kind of interesting from Heather. Thrift it. I believe these things sell well. Linda's like, nope. Becky's like, yep. Paula's like, yes. Michael's like, nope. Carl's like, oh God, I would stare at it for a long time and then leave it. Peter's thrift it and keep it. We do enough of that already. Thank you very much. Sarcastic Elder, I would pass as I believe there should be a second half, but it could, and you're probably wrong. I don't know if there's a second half. Thrift it with a coupon. $2 coupon. Throw it. Thrift. It's a very heavy thing to thrift. Yes, it is heavy, Aaron, because it's metal. Thrift. Nah. So what would I do with something like that? Well, I decided to... Oh my God. Thrift it. This is really, really heavy. Now, I had to do it. Why? It was so weird. It was so interesting. And you can see the kids on the snow machine there. Well, we got it home, and I had been looking up in the store when I tried to look up the name. I'd actually been looking it up thinking it didn't say, I thought it said, because backwards, I thought this said Spectaa. So I was looking up a specta. I could not find it. As soon as we get home, Rick looks up and look what he does. Look, Greg, look what I found. The mysterious Spectre 1 hovercraft made in Ottawa. So he actually found an article on this. Did you use the Wayback?
No.
No?
No, not on that one. It's actually
and look at Carl, Rebecca. It's from Ottawa. And this was in Ottawa Rewind. And that's it. It's a 1971 hovercraft. So I just think that it's really weird. I don't know what we're going to list it at. I don't know how we're going to sell it. I don't know much about it, but tell you.
There's a group or a fan club for these things. So I think that...
we might have to just do some Facebook searching or things like that about this, because it is an amazing piece. And you have to look at it in a certain light to see those people flying on it with their hair and everything like that.
Doug agrees. Doug loves it.
Carl's never heard of it. Now, next thing you know, Carl, you're going to walk into an actual thrift store and they're going to have a Spectre 1 that's been donated. That might be too big to ship. So,
yes.
Thanks, Elder. Yes, we have a lot of those things that we have to get just because they're so weird. And sarcastic Elder, if you tell me your real name, I won't have to call you Sarcastic Elder. I'll try and remember your real name too, by the way. Just like Holly. Holly is swooped in seconds, but I know she's Holly. $250 our best offer. Okay, yeah, we'll figure out something on that. That's interesting. Now, speaking of interesting, this Thursday we are launching on Pop Shop Live. Yes. Rick and I are launching on Pop Shop Live, which is it's going to be our first show ever. So if you haven't gone to it, Pop Shop Live is this really wildly interesting sort of combination of Instagram meets the Home Shopping Club or meets QVC. It's live selling of items. And this is my phone right now. So you can see I'm scrolling right now. Right now, there are people live on there like this 3D retro. Look, these people are on there live right now selling these items. They can actually see that we joined, and this is all the stuff that they actually have for sale. So these products are all in there, and people bring them up all the time for people to see. And these are all people who are live on there right now. There's 4 people live on there right now. So we'd love it if you join us on Pop Shop Live. It's that little icon here. And if you want to join us on Pop Shop Live, it'll be interesting because we're probably going to be the oldest people. I'm probably the oldest person there. Go to Pop Shop Live, popshop.live. So Rick can type that in, popshop.live. And then you can see sellers like the fabulous Pete's Treasures, which is Matt and Aaron. They are on tomorrow night. They are going to be on at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock their time Central. And they sell a lot of plushes and things like that. So it's a fun show. It's an interactive show. We'll basically have a bunch of stuff up there that we can bring up and sell hopefully there. Now, I know that terrible, isn't it a terrible picture? I got to replace that picture. But if we go into us here, if you want to find us, you can go in here and you can search Two Dogs, if I'm not right. And there you go to this, and you will get us. And here's me from Two Dogs Digs. This Thursday, August 26th, is our first ever Pop Shop Live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We've got pop culture, vintage toys, collectibles, movie memorabilia, you name it. It's going to be incredible. Right, Jack? Well, hope to see you there. Well, hey there, Bad Dog from Two Dogs. And this is going to go over and over and over again, so you actually get sick of my face. So, Dog, when you download the app, we want you to type in the word, if you're looking for it, type in the code, which is, Rick?
Woofer.
Woofer is the code that you're going to type in there when it says who you're looking for. So you can type in the search bar, and you can either go to, right at the beginning here, you can look at upcoming. You can search for Two Dogs Digs. You can search for Two Dogs. If you type in Woofer, you should find us under sellers, under typing in Woofer. And we are actually in the upcoming. The way they set it all up is these are all people who are live coming up, and it gives all their dates and times. Every Thursday, they have section. There's Pete's Treasures right there. There's Thursday. That's the listing. I'm going to get a new picture so I don't look so mad. Click on the plus sign, and you'll subscribe to seeing when we're live. And then you can do it on the desktop or on the laptop or either one. If you go to Discovery, on the Discovery side, every Thursday they do all the new people. So on the Thursday, you can go down here and you can see products, live, weekly featured, and new this week. And you will find us in the new this week right over here with my mad face. I got a Doug face on. I got to get my Doug face off.
Yeah, you see the little plus sign at the bottom right-hand corner? If you click on that, it will actually add you and give you a reminder. So it's like subscribing to a show.
So it's kind of a little bit like this show, we think. We don't know. We've been watching Matt and Aaron do theirs, and they do a lot of like fun stuff. And again, it's a sales place for us. So we're trying this out as a new place, and we'll let you guys know in the Kennel Club a lot more about it. The one thing about it, unfortunately, is Canadians can't shop on it at this point. It's only in the US. The only reason we're able to do it when we're in Canada is we have access to a cross-border shipper. Because the amazing thing with Pop Shop Live is Pop Shop Live has a flat $5.99 shipping fee anywhere in the US for up to £5. Yes, I said that, up to £5. And they allow people to buy something from you and buy 2 or 3 or 4. And there's a $5.99 fixed price. So they can add to their cart all up to 24 hours after your show has been live. So this is going to be interesting and fun. So Jason and Stacy had one just recently as well. I don't see them on here, so I don't think they planned another one at this point yet. But Pete's Treasures is on every Wednesday night. We are going to be doing this as our Thursday launch, and then we're going to be every other Sunday night. And we're going to move it to a little later on at night so that the folks on the West Coast get a little more of a break and don't have to watch the thing so early. So we're going to be doing like 9:30 or 10 o'clock Eastern time when we move on to Sunday night shows and do those at least every other week for the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. Hopefully some of you will join us there where we'll be able to chat and just have regular fun. We'll talk more about pop culture and things like that. Less about the reselling, more about collecting and everything that we love.
Every day is an adventure.
With us. Here's another advantage.
I'm looking forward to this one. It's kind of fun.
He's not looking forward to it because we got to take pictures of all our inventory and everything like that. But we'll show you that as a behind the scenes on the Kennel Club.
It's not that bad, Craigie.
It's not that bad. Okay. Well, why are you bitching to me about it? You're bitching to me about it.
No, it's just about clicking what we're going to do.
It's not that bad, people here. And then as soon as we close, yeah, thank you. Well, what about this? Would you thrift this or throw it? This is the Savage Sword of Conan. It is $6.99. And these baggies are comic books from the 1970s. Yeah. Thanks, Holly. Hope to see you there. No, you just sign up to it. You just sign up to Pop Shop Live. You just have to click on the app or go to the desktop, and you can see us there, Holly. Thrift. Now, here's what it is. In each baggie, there are 2 of these Savage Sword of Conans. So there's only 2. This is number 68 in this case. So they had them back to front. So this is Marvel number 125. Just so you know, this entire rack, 1, 2, and the third one, were all Savage Sword of Conan. So somebody's entire Savage Sword of Conan thing got dropped into there at $6.99 for 2. So that's like $3.50 each. Now, the good thing about books at Value Village, when you do books at Value Village, you buy 5 and you get one of those for free. So let's see, we got thrift, thrift, throw. Vicky knows nothing about comics. Just because you don't know anything about something, Vicky, doesn't mean you shouldn't think about it when you're thrifting. Why? Because look at what we just bought. A thing about a hovercraft that we didn't even know existed, and we bought it. But we also bought bunnies in a box and sold them for $60, and we didn't know anything about bunnies in a box either. So don't let that scare you. Just get that phone out, and when you got that phone out, just try and look up a couple of eBay solds really quick. You can look it up by a picture, you can look it up by a UPC code, or you can type it in there. Just really quick, look up some solds, and boom, you'll make the decision pretty fast to try something new. I'd love it to hear back from you, Vicky, on a next week's live if you tried something new, just for that. Throw comic books too specific. They're too specific. Thrift, too much, I think. The modern graphic novels that are sold have been good. Thrift. Well, what did we... Oh, what a great... All right, I'm back. Made an account. Oh, thank you, Don. Condition would worry me. Diana saying, yeah. And someone may have passed, so the family donated it. Yep. But did we pass on it? Thrift. Nellie always picks up comic books because he's obsessed. This is actually sometime... Thumbs up if you're... Oh, who's that? Thanks, Rick.
Me.
Yeah, you're doing that again. Throw. Put it in your cart. Do a lot of research. Don't let someone else grab those finds. Yes, that's smart. Now, Sherry's done some research. The singles are selling for $2.99 to $3.99, and Sherry, they are black and white inside. Yes, they are. And I actually read all of these. And you know what, Sherry is right. We threw them. We did not pick them up. And the reason we didn't pick them up was because they were $6.99 for 2. Now, we have found these, and we actually just recently bought some, I think a month ago. I bought them, and there were 6 of these in a bag for $1.99 at another thrift store.
Yep.
So when I saw the Savage Sword of Conan, I knew this is 70s, 60s, or 70s Marvel. So I grabbed and I put a stack of them into my cart, and then I looked closely and I went, wait, there's only 2 in the bag. And so I did do my research, and I pulled a number of their, and I could check item number 125 of Savage Sword of Conan. Let me see if I can do that for you guys right now, too, just so you know what I was doing. So if I pop up into here and I put Savage Sword Conan 125, this is what we were getting when I went through the Savage Sword of Conan. That's a variant. $19 for 4. So that's... I'd be paying $14 for 4. But $2.99 for number 125 with 0 bids. $5 for 7 of them. So that's the reason I passed. I didn't... Now, if you happen to have them and you wanted to pay to get them graded, then you could actually see that graded comics are usually what things are getting a lot higher price. And if we go to here, there's hardcover ones as well. And if I can get to the side, and I go down the side here to solds, you'll be able to see that only 10 have sold. That graphic novel, and then a high grade of 125 for $11.99. So if I take out the 125, that'll take you off to all Savage Sword and Conan books. So you can see there, and you will see some really expensive books in here. There's artwork from page 96 for $2,000. There's Savage Sword number 1, $879. So that's the challenge when you get to some comic books. Don't be afraid, but look at that. Issues 2 to 162, 121 books, $800. Well, they took a best offer, and that's 121 books. At $4 a book, that's $500. So that's just it. And Dawn had a good comment.
And comics can't go medium.
Condition is very subjective when you got that. And it was all about the price, right? That's the main thing. Cost of graded comics can be way more than that. And I actually have some comics I got to get graded. Super high grade and slabbed can make a big difference. I personally don't understand that as a comic book reader. Having something slabbed means that you can't get to it ever again and no one's ever going to touch it and it's not going to get heat or sun. That to me is the equivalent of saying, look, I have a jar of Play-Doh and I'm not allowed to use the Play-Doh. I want to read the comic book. So
that's why you get a reader copy versus the pristine, never touched by human hands copy.
Oh. So, I bought the Thomas books. Well, I had to take a picture of this, and the only good picture I could take in this next thrift one is this sideways picture. It's supposed to be standing up, but I couldn't get a good picture. This is a Rosenthal vase, $25. And this is like some Art Deco. There's some Art Deco shit there. Like that's the way it's supposed to look. It's a triangular, like 3-sided thing. So when you see, and discounters are saying on the comics, when I see a price like that for 2, I pass. Not only is condition important, it's hard to flip unless you can check and verify condition. You're right, Brian, and I could not. If I had found a number 1 in there, I did look. There was no number 1. They were all sort of in the 50, 60, 70s up to 120, 130. So so this is this. No, it's not a shield. It's not a Nintendo item. No, it's actually a vase. It's a Rosenthal vase. Throw it says Janet. Thrift it says Rebecca. Thrift, without even looking up, says Heather. So Heather automatically is going, oh, she turned it over. She saw Rosenthal and she's going, I'm thrifting this. Dawn is saying thrift the vase. So what struck me when I saw it, just to even put it in my cart to take the picture this way, it was behind some stuff, and I was trying the colors sort of made me go, what's that? Throw
it's
it. It's
very 1980s, isn't it?
Thrift it. Tina's throw it. Diana's thrift it. This one stumps Donna, but she still says thrift it. Well, I'll tell you, did I thrift it? Did I throw it? Becky says thrift it. Heather says she just sold another Monster High doll. Yay! Vicky would not even notice it. You wouldn't. Well, keep your eyes up, and Carl would have thrown it. Well, I thrifted it. Why did I thrift it? Well, take a look. This is what I saw on the shelf. Even though I saw that, the very first thing on the shelf, that jumped out at me. Then I turned it, and this is very, to me, very, I thought Frank Lloyd Wright as an image came into my mind, the way that the design was. This was interesting on the back. Gluck, happiness, lick, bonheur, licka, fortuna. So it's a good luck one. Now, here's the thing I didn't notice, which is down in the bottom corner here. It says M. Morandini. Morandini. Well, that I thought, especially for $25, I thought, I got to take a look at that one. And we did. And this exact image I found off and on. And there's some Morandinis that are up there right now at $77. There's one at $79. If I go into the closed items, sorry, over here, go to closed. I'm not sure. Now, this is sort of going back to what somebody said a little earlier. I'm not sure if this is going to leave us.
Yeah, no,
it is
that's
so
our style.
It is so our style. But there's a close one to it for 90 that just sold. And there is almost a match to it that just had a best offer from $89. So, again, sometimes you thrift for others. Sometimes you thrift for yourself. This might be a thrift for ourselves. But you just, Carl still would have left it. Heather, Dawn bought she bought a whole bin of Monster High dolls for $7. She drove. I told her, drive. She asked me, should I go to this? Yes, buy. I didn't believe that she got them for that little, though. That was unbelievable. Nah. Come on. I like it. Because I may be bad because I'm perfectly good at it. Here's a concert t-shirt. Would you have bought it? It's $3.99. It is Rihanna. It's her loud tour. Do you think that this is real? So, what would you... Obviously, I am no Rihanna. This is this is a Rihanna loud tour concert t-shirt. Becky says, yes, that's not leaving our house. That's true. Peter says it's really cool, yeah.
But the Rihanna t-shirt's not leaving our house?
Huh?
What's not leaving our house?
The vase.
Okay.
I don't think the vase is leaving our house. Yes, thrift. Diana says, no, I would not bought it. It's bootleg. Throw. Thrift to flip. She thinks it's bootleg. The image is grainy. Thrift.
I like Carl's answer.
Leave it and go back to the electronics section. Thrift if it's real. Thrift. The vase. We're back on the vase. Well, what did I do with Rihanna? Well, here's the challenge. I actually went to look this up to see whether I should get it or not, because one of the challenges that we understand, and this is learnings that we've learned from Jason T. Smith and his thrifting board as part of his Secret Beach, or it might have been just regular concert t-shirt stuff that he introduced people to, is one of the things to watch out for when you're looking at a concert t-shirt is bootleg shirts have a tendency to have one thing for sure, and that is they show cities without dates. And one of the things that he said is a better judge of whether something is actually a real concert t-shirt versus a fake. One is going to be the tag. If you see a tag that's like on the back that is something is like Gildan, like that anybody can buy shirts from and print on, then that's probably a fake. But also there's no dates. It just has city. So I had to take the chance on Rihanna because on the back of the shirt, it actually had every single date and place that it was playing. So this is from 2011. And the manufacturer is actually one that I called Rolly. I don't know this as well. I'm not sure of this label.
Is her name spelled right, Craig?
I didn't check that. Is it not spelled right? I don't know how to spell Rihanna. I only know how to sing it. Huh? Anyway, $3.99. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some more research on this. But I appreciate it. I am not going to wear it because it is way too small for me. And at the end of the day, we're having a garage sale on Saturday. So if I find out by Saturday, it's something that I should have just... well, let me explain. What does she have to explain? Hey, Rob, didn't realize you were here. Thrift and keep. If it's spelled correctly or incorrectly, it's correctly, incorrectly. That's great. It's correctly, incorrectly spelled. I need a belly shirt. I have too many belly shirts. You don't want to see me in a belly shirt. Okay, well, we're hitting about the hour, and so I'll just show you a couple others. We'll do one more thrift or throw it for the end. One of the things I keep an eye out now, because I never heard of them until a year ago, was Ray Don Chong. No, Ray Dunn. Ray Dunn. Now, this is a Happiness is Homemade. This was $4.99. I checked it out. It looked like it was going to be something that only went for in the neighborhood of about $7 or $8 for the most part. Now, the interesting thing is this little sign was $4.99, and one rack over was these 3 Ray Dunns that were priced at $5.99 for the 3 of them. So I ended up with a cup that I still don't know what's underneath it. But
I guess you thrifted it then. I guess you thrifted it.
I said I'm doing some quickly, a BU and a love. But the interesting thing was, this had been originally at Winners. There's the sign from Winners. So we know that it's something that at some point Donna's mother did not get to before we got to it. But it was interesting because I thought for $2 a piece, I can look for that and not have to worry too much about what it is. And some Ray Dunn sells for good money, some doesn't. The Ray Dunn that, if you're in the Kennel Club, you'll see I passed on a bunch of Ray Dunn birdhouses, but that's because I found that locally, I didn't want to sell them through Facebook. And locally, if I had to sell them through eBay, they were only going to be going for about $15, and they were $8. So it wasn't going to be worth my while to have the pottery packed to send off. So I didn't think that was a good thing for me to do. So here's the
hours in shipping time.
Yeah. So here's one tip I just want to show you as well before we do our last one of the day. I want you to think about the expiration date of something, and that just because there's an expiration date on something does not mean that you should think I can't do anything with this. Why? Because if you take a look at some expiration dates, for example, 35 millimeter film, there's over almost 3,000 expired film things that have been sold on there. So, and people get good money for them. So don't miss out on something because it has an expiration date. That you can get film, you can get ink, laser jet, inkjet, stuff like that. And not only can you find those things, but you can also find food, play food. I actually found this, and this is what I want you. This is Dr. Dreadful. It is a series of stuff from 1990s, and it's food you make. I don't know if I would ever want to eat any of this. Gruesome goodies that taste great. This actually has an expiry date on it of, where did I see the expiry date? It's not the expiry date. It's like 1998. There's the expiry date on it. Best before May 1997. That's the best before date. And people are still buying these. Yes, people still didn't use them. They're finding them in their garages and donating them because they're 24 years old. Yet, people are still buying these. Look at this. Candy and drink, $21. Kids treats, $25. Makeup lab with creepy treats, $25. These two themselves were $1.99 a piece, so $4.99. They sell for about $15 to $20 a box because people make this stuff and then they need more. Look, there's an ice cream machine from 1995 for $59. So keep a look.
You just need to disclose in the listing that it has expired.
We just like all ink or anything like that. So I just want you to remember that just because something has an expiry date doesn't mean that it has expired. There may be somebody who wants it for the box. There may be somebody who wants to make them. Who knows?
Is that real food or is it just chemical soup?
It's chemical food, but it's like, and Rob says he sold a lot of expired stuff. So it's just one of the things I want you to think. And then we're going to end today with something that is an interesting thing that I found that is, it's a little bit of a challenge as to whether it's something you should buy or not. And this is it. That's the butt. It is a Brawlin' Buddies. So Brawlin' Buddies is a wrestling figure, and it is a wrestling figure that, number one, $7.99. It's a plushie. He actually has a sound thing inside his chest so that when you bash them together with other wrestling figures, they make a noise. It was $8. Now, here's the challenge with this for $8. It had stains in a number of different places on it, and I didn't have a battery with me. I didn't do the Brian thing. I didn't bring my battery along with me and my screwdriver to test and see if this was working. So when you look at something like this, because it's WWF and it's older, it is a plushie. It's not that hard to ship, but would you do something for a brawling buddy? What would you do? Would you thrift it? Donna's like, thrift the wrestler. Vicky's saying that's creepy. I'm not sure what part is creepy, just the creepy crawler kind of food thing, or throw it. Grunting plush. Grunting plush. Throw. Thrift it and still sell. Stains can be removed with Folex, but she would still throw it. Oh no, Sherry would throw it, but Sherry would buy it, but Sherry would throw it. Dawn is just so lazy to throw it, otherwise it would be sitting forever for clean. Greg says throw, and Greg likes sports. Go sports! Robert's not worth the time. Throw the wrestlers. Like, give me a some kind of move. I'd have a movement. And Angela says
death drop.
A death drop. Well, what did I decide to do? Did I decide to throw him? No. Yes, I did. I threw him. Why did I throw him? Because he's actually only worth about $18, and at $8, he's not a big thing. Now, I want you to keep your eyes open though for those wrestlers, because some of those wrestlers, where to go? Some of those wrestlers in the Brawlin' Buddies can be good money. Hulk Hogan goes for $75. The Rock goes for $50, $60. You can still find these in their boxes. We found a few of them actually and sold these. So some can be good money, but it just so happens that this guy, Orton's butt, isn't worth anything at all. So not every day can you find everything that's great. Every once in a while you get lucky, and I'll show you our last lucky thing. As I was walking out of the store, they came out and put these down onto a table, and I just took a look, and guess what? I got 2 Swedish teak trays for $3.99 a piece, made in Sweden. Yay! So I didn't get a wrestler, but I spent less on this than the wrestler cost, and I got some nice teak made in Sweden, working, that we will be able to oil up, clean up, and then that is probably going to go into a max sold for us, because teak does amazing in max sold.
It does.
So, it really does. Thank you so much for joining us here, and we hope to see you on Thursday in our Pop Shop Live for our first ever run to go, what the heck are we doing here? What's this old guy doing in here talking about teenage girl toys? Like, we're going to have vintage strawberry shortcake and Care Bears and Trolls, and we're going to have Disney Vinylmation, and we're going to have Orphan Black things and Sausage Party and all sorts of fun stuff. Tiki mugs, like Rick's got behind you. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to have. So we're hoping that it's going to be fun. We hope that somebody will be there for us to talk to, because Rick's going to be on the side being the producer. I'm going to be the only one on camera. So if nobody comes, I'm going to be talking to myself for an hour. Not that I'm not used to that, or you're not used to that, but still. No, we don't have a video. We've actually been talking about that. So we're thinking about doing a couple of those as tips. We might end up doing a bigger tip. We might do some just for the Kennel Club as well. Thanks, Rhonda. Yes, that is a Yoda Tiki. That is the Geeky Tiki of Yoda. Thanks, Robert. So hopefully you had fun. That looked like a little poop. How everyone hit the poop. Yes. Number of the different things. If anybody is in Canada and they do see any of the stuff that they want that's in our show, we can arrange to buy it outside of the Pop Shop Live. But again, hopefully we'll have some U.S. people. And from what we've understood from Matt and Aaron, about 20% of the people were people that they knew, but about 80% were people that just investigated who they were on Pop Shop. So 9 o'clock Thursday night, Pop Shop Live. We're going to talk about pop culture and movies and toys and stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. And a lot of fun. No thrifting tips. That's what this is for on Tuesday nights. So thank you very much. We will have a Kennel Club Wolf coming up a little later on this week. We got a couple more videos that we will be publishing. So hopefully you'll subscribe down below so you'll get those regular videos when they come out, including one. We're just going to remind people about how good offers are, because we just did offers last week on one day and threw out 40 offers in one night and sold 8 things in 12 hours for almost $300. So we're going to show you again how to do offers on your phone and on your desktop. So thanks again for popping by. For me, bad dog. From him,
Good dog.
the silent one. What? Speak.
Good dog.
And from Doug Dog, who's quietly playing with his brand new Hello Kitty ball that I also found at a Tole's thrift store. He really loves that ball. He doesn't take it out of his mouth now
There
for
he
the past
is.
2 days. There he is with his Hello Kitty. That's his Hello Kitty ball.
He's so happy.
He's so happy. And we're happy that you came to join us and happy that you support us in the Kennel Club once again. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Maybe Thursday on Pop Shop Live. Woof.